Hey, what's up, guys? This is the MMA Talk Show, and we are back this week with a great episode as we are speaking to two really exciting fighters, a guy that's gonna be in action and a guy that wants to be in action badly, and he's here to call every promotion out, give him a fight somebody. We're speaking to Chris Lee Byrne, Munda Jiu-Jitsu's own, and Jarred Dumond, the big homie Jarred Dumond from Niagara Top Team, a guy that we are looking forward to see fight as a pro. He's a really good fighter and he's a really exciting one. And we're speaking to both of these guys, so I'm really excited about that. But beforehand, you know that we are here to talk about some news, to talk about some Canadian MMA action, and let's go without further ado because we've got two great Canadian fighters who were fighting in the recent weeks, and we're here to recap it all. First of all, Jasmine Jasudavicius made her UFC debut against Kay Hansen at UFC 270, and it was a really good event, to be honest, and it was a good performance from Jasmine too. In her pro debut, she was able to start the night off with a good performance against a good opponent that is not in her weight class. She beat a 115-pound girl clearly in that fight, but I'd argue that the 115 division may be still better than the 125. So she really had a good opponent in front of her. The only thing was like the size difference, the tallness, especially because I feel like for the first time, maybe we saw Jasmine fight tall a little bit in her fight. Because, Jasmine is tall. She's got a good jab. She's got some good range tools. But sometimes she's aggressive and she just crashes into the pocket and ends up like fighting at a shorter distance than needed or just grappling in the clinch or on the ground. And yes, there were lots of grappling in that fight. Good grappling exchanges. Often it was Kay Hansen who was going for the takedowns, but either she got reversed or she got countered by Jasmine, and it's almost always Jasmine that ended up on top, and she was having success on the feet. She was having success with her jab. She was able to keep the 5'2" fighter at range from her, so she was able to score the more points on the feet and have some really good moments on the ground too. I feel like I won't say easily because it's UFC, it's always tough, but she did the job, and she didn't make it look like it was too hard for her. So Jasmine Jasudavicius, one of my favorite fighters. You guys know that I've been waiting for her in the UFC for a while now. Now she's there, she's won, and we're ready to see what's next for her. We're really happy about that. And then last week, Aaron Jeffery, one of the guys who is not in the UFC, and that's a huge robbery. The poor guy has lost twice on the Contender Series now, and it was very close every time. Uh, but man, what are you gonna do? I feel like it's just sad that like there are guys in Canada, like, especially AJ, Anthony Romero, Shane Campbell, Kyle Prepelic, Alex Morgan. That's my top five. That like it is a shame that these guys are not in the UFC. Like basically, it's horrible. But AJ is still the CFFC champ, and he went on to defend his belt against Rex Harris. And you know what I'm gonna say about that? It kind of pains me to say it because you know that I'm a huge AJ fan and I like AJ style. To be quite honest, I love the fact that he's just a grinder who does not give a shit and puts a huge pace on his opponents and like is so grinding against the fence on the clinch, and he's able to land some good strikes from there too, which sometimes it does not feel like that because like it's lots of grappling in the clinch and lots of like pressing on his opponent, but he's still able to land some good shots from there. The thing is that at times it's not the most entertaining way to win a fight. And you know that like for a guy that has been that close to the UFC all that time, like he's just one spectacular performance away from probably getting that UFC deal. And even though he won, he went back into the win column, and that's what we want to see from him. It wasn't the most entertaining way for a casual audience to win that fight. So, like, of course, he's back in the win column. That's what you want. He's back on the right way. But does that performance make like the UFC look at him and be, oh man, I can't believe we passed on AJ and like we need to have him right now? I don't think so, unfortunately. But like we've been saying, if AJ is just there and is a CFFC champ that keeps winning, one day or the other he's going to be there. And I can't wait for him to be there because I feel like he's one of the most deserving guys, like I said. But still, we have seen him in more spectacular fights before. And like we know he's able to be super spectacular. Even at the Contender Series against Borrayo, he went forward and let his hands go, and he wasn't that much able to clinch with the guy, so that's maybe why there wasn't too many clinch exchanges. But like it was a good fight. It was an entertaining fight, and I know that AJ's able to fight that way, but I know that he's also able to fight the way that he fought against Rex Arias, and just like I know the guy needed a win, so I'm not going to be here and say, oh no, I blame AJ for not having the most entertaining performance. Like he did what he had to do. Honestly, I found it entertaining because there was some good action against the cage. He was able to build. I love the way that he built on what he did in that fight. He started up like really clinching the guy up and mostly grappling him, like keeping him into the positions and wearing on him and making sure that like he's the heaviest guy and stuff. But then when the fight went on and the fight like got older in rounds, you could really see AJ starting to put on some knees, some elbows, some punches from the clinch, like really start to go from a control grappling fighter to a really aggressive fighter that was trying to finish the fight from the clinch position. Uh, his opponent's Rex Harris was super tough, so he wasn't able to put the finishing touches on the fight, but you could really see him progress and build like on the good stuff that he was doing in that fight in order to be like way more dangerous than he was at the end of the fight than in the beginning of the fight. And that's always good. That's what you want to see from a good fighter. And I feel like AJ is such a fighter that's built to fight 5 rounds. Like there was only 4 rounds here because CFFC, if it's 4-0 fight, they don't make you fight the like, or 3-1 fight, they don't make you fight the fifth and final round. They only go to the fifth and final round if the fight is tied. And like I feel like that's an interesting way to do thing. I like it, to be quite honest. But that being said, I feel like AJ, that he showed us in that fight that he's one of the fighters that's only gonna get better in the fourth and fifth round of contest. So that's a good thing to have. It's sure that he won't begin in the UFC with five round fights. So he should be able to put on maybe a little more earning on his opponent in the 3 first rounds of the contest. But still, like I won't be here nitpicking. AJ did really good. I was super proud of him, and I can't wait to see what's next for him because it's going to be another big fight. It's going to be a title defense, or it's going to be a bigger opportunity for the UFC Bellator or whatever. So really interesting stuff for Jasmine and AJ, both guys from Niagara Top Team, the team of the year last year, one of the best records in the country, and they're already the only team that's 2-0 in Canada right now, when we're not even done with the first month. So man, just watch out for these guys. As we're seeing events get built and shit, they're on every card. Like they're on every card in Canada, whether it is BFL or Unified or BTC or any card in Canada with pro action, you're gonna see a Niagara Top Team guy on it, and he's probably coming here to win too. So shout outs to these guys, Prickett, Marc Antonio, Jelly, all the coaching staff back there. Good job to them, man. Good job to them. Then let's speak about some news, some really interesting news that we heard from our guys at BTC with the Challenger Series, the BTC Challenger Series. And like before I go into details about that, people out here that know me, like that have been watching the channel for a while, I know it's maybe more on the French part, but I know that some of my French people still watch it when I do it in English. But like for those who know me for a while, you know that I'm such like a list guy, a classification guy, and I like everything to be in its own good category. And I feel that's what BTC kind of did with that BTC Challenger Series announcement. And man, I'm hyped for that stuff. So basically, what's the BTC Challenger Series? It's fight nights. Basically, it's fight nights, but it's gonna be for fighters with less than 5 pro fights, so 4 fights or less. Or like some guys that like have kind of struggled to get their pro career going. Like there was a good video. I really recommend you watch the video that they did on the BTC Fight channel on YouTube. Is Jason Agel asking the questions to Sherry and Rob Weaver, the CEO and matchmaker of BTC, and they're really answering it well. I'm just like kind of recapping here. So if you want the complete information, just go to that video. I'll put it in the links in the description. Just watch it and you'll have everything here. But like Rob said, yes, it's for younger fighters. It's kind of a contender series platform, let's say it like that, like where the younger fighters with not much pro experience, they're going to be on the Challenger Series card fighting against guy with similar experience, and the guys that are going to come out of these events with like 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 records, or like 4-1s, 5-2s, you know, with good records. Like there are going to be the athletes that move on to the main BTC shows, like the BTC 15, the BTC 17 this August in Brampton, all of that stuff. So really a cool way to do stuff, because it's gonna add some structure to the MMA landscape in Canada. And like I've been saying, you know me, I like some structure. I like some classification of sort that, okay, you begin for BTC, you fight a couple of times on the Challenger Series. If you beat other prospects of your experience, then you prove on to be like a good prospect that we need to follow. So that's where you move on to the BTC shows, where you get bigger opportunities and maybe eventually you get a title shot. And then with that title shot, you can move on to a contender series where you get the chance to fight for the UFC. And then if you win, you go to the UFC, of course. Or like from the BTC, you could go to Bellator or whatever. I don't care, but it kind of gives a structure for Ontario MMA that, okay, you're going to be an amateur, then you're going to fight on the Challenger Series, then you're going to fight on the BTC shows, then you're going to move up to the next level. It gives different level of accomplishments for fighters, and I really like it. To be honest, I really like the ID. I know that there were some people here and there that like were trying to do stuff like that. I know back in the days, the TKO fight nights, he really did an amazing one TKO fight night that never got showed anywhere except live. But I know there was the idea to have those fight nights for more prospect oriented fighters. Unfortunately, TKO like didn't continue through with the presenting some action, but still, we've seen some things like that trying to be developed in Canada, but never really worked out. BTC is going to try it. I feel like the way that they want to try it is pretty good, and they got the place to do it, because they're going to do these shows. You see, July 9th and September 2022, they're going to do these shows at the BTC the fight club, the HQ, the place where they train, the BTC gym, basically. And we've been to some events at the BTC gym. I've been there, and like the setup is cool. The way that the cage is set up in the gym is cool, so that you can put a small audience. There's a balcony for media. It's really cool the way that it's set up. So I feel like it's a really good venue for those type of events. And man, you know that like there were so many pro debuts last year, and I feel like that's kind of the thing that pushed BTC towards that model, is that there were so many pro debuts last year. And with all the government restrictions in the last few years, it's been really tough for the amateur circuit to keep running. Most of the amateur fighters like have either came to Quebec to fight on the reservations for MFL, or they have tried to go to the US to fight as amateurs. So the fact that there are many fighters that are like ready to make that jump like to the pro level, the BTC Challenger Series is really an amazing platform to have, to be honest. So I'm really happy about this. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I'm gonna be there to see it live. So really excited for this from BTC. That's a good initiative, and I feel like the way that they set it up, it could work out in the end. So I'm really happy to hear about this, and I can't wait to see what's next. So here it is, guys. Let's go speak to our guest this week. We've recapped everything that we had to talk about. So let's do it. Lee Byrne, Jarred Dumond. Have a good podcast. Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here for you with the best tools to get your balls ready for this special occasion. This V-Day, it's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. With this exclusive offer for you guys, go to manscaped.com and use the promo code MMA Talk for 20% off and free shipping. You know, guys, January is a down month. Like after the holidays, we don't do much. We stay at home and we just like go to work, come back. We kind of let things go. Sometimes we kind of even let things grow, but that's what you don't want, because Valentine's Day, that's the time of the year where your balls need to be at peak performance. And that's why you can't be lacking. And to be sure not to lack, you need to get the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. It's the tool for the job. In it, of course, you get the Lawnmower 4.0, the trimmer that is designed to trim hair on loose skin with its advanced skin-safe technology that greatly reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate balls, and the 4000K LED spotlight, which is just amazing because you can basically trim your ball hairs in the dark and you still see. It's absolutely amazing. It's waterproof too, and it also comes with the Weed Whacker, the nose and ear trimmer to whack all the worst of your weeds. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts for you guys in the Performance Package 4.0, as you get the Shed travel bag, which is really helpful to travel with your Manscaped stuff because you don't want to be lacking when you're on the road too. And of course, the anti-chafing boxer briefs to keep your boys stored comfortably. And to complete the package, of course, you've got the liquid formulations like the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, which help your balls in so many different ways, but also smell so good, so that when you're about to get things done with your Valentine's Day date, like when you whip out the boys, when you whip out the sack, she must be surprised. She must be saying, wow, that's a great set of balls you have over there. And that's just not what she's gonna say if you're not using Manscaped. So go to manscaped.com for our exclusive offer. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code MMA Talk. I repeat, 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com with the promo code MMA Talk. Your balls and lady will thank you. What's up, everybody? And we are back with London's own certified lover boy, CLB. Lee Byrne, what's up, man?
What's up, man? I had that nickname well before Drake, by the way. I've been CLB for 10, 15, 20 years, man. It's my initials. Came up with that later. I'm going to sue him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You should sue that guy, man. Yeah. He's rich enough to, maybe he's going to have a couple mil to slide your way. So, what's up with you, my man? How's life?
Good, just hanging out, getting ready for the fight on BTC, training lots. That's about it. Focused on that.
Yup, because man, you've been active in the last few years, but it's been tough since the pandemic, and finally we get to see you back in the cage for BTC against Simon Marini. What weight is that fight exactly? Because I know you fight absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, I fight all over the place, but this fight's going to be at 205. I'm basically 205 right now, but it's hard getting matchups in these higher weight classes, so I'm just taking what I can get. I think he's a step in the right direction. He's kind of like a journeyman. He's been around for a while. It's a nice step up. He's fought some harder competition, but, I think I'm the more technical fighter anyway, so I'm not really too worried about it.
Yeah, so what's the plan for now? Is it 205 or you're still fighting everywhere?
205 for now for this fight. I'm probably going to work my way back down to 185. I think the next one maybe 195. We'll see what happens. I'm going to kind of play it by ear. But 205 I'm okay with. When the Simon's my height, my frame, it's a lot bigger. I think it looks like a bodybuilder or something, but I don't think that's really going to matter to benefit him. So, he's the same height, same frame, so I'm not too worried about this fight at 205.
Yeah, it's weird because this guy only got bigger in his career. Like he started at 55, I believe, like back in like 2008, 2009, 2010, and then got up to 170, then 185, and now last year he came back as a 205er. Have you seen his last fight?
Yeah, I watched his last fight. It's against a pretty known black belt, respectable black belt. He kind of got mauled a bit on the ground, got TKO'd. But it was someone who looks like he can maul a lot of people, so I don't really judge too much off of that. Yeah, I know he's fighting out of a boxing gym. I know he's got 5 submission wins. I know he's got 1 knockout and 3 decisions. So I think his strengths kind of play into mine a lot. You know, if he's going to try to submit me, it's not going to happen. He's going to end up getting twisted up. And if he tries to, you know, he only got one knockout, but he's fighting at a boxing gym. He's got 3 or 4 times more of the pro experience as me. So I'm going to take him very seriously nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good opponent, but like we've been saying, only fought once since like 2012.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got plenty of experience, but he's kind of getting back to it too. So it's a guy with a like extensive record. It's good for you at the stage of your career that you're on right now, but still, I feel like
I think I'm the more active fighter recently by far, and I think I'm the more technical fighter. But, you know, we're both the same age though. It's not like I'm the younger fighter. We're both 35, but I think I'm the more technical and more recently active fighter. He's just got the more experience and but the game's ever evolving. You know what I mean? So we don't really know how far that experience is going to go, or until March 5th and we watch BTC.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then what's the plan after that fight? Like, are you looking to maybe parlay this into, because like let's say you like that BTC, if you can keep fighting for these guys, since you're in Ontario, it's kind of natural. And I feel like it's a promotion where in the higher weight division that you can be looking at a title shot like sooner rather than later if you get a chance to fight for them a couple times.
Yeah, if I win, like the shows I'm planning on fighting on is like BTC, Prospect, BFL. Those are the shows I kind of more want to stick to for now. But you know, if I get this win, that puts me 5-1, and like I can start maybe thinking about a title fight in one of those 3 promotions, one of those Canadian promotions, or see what happens. Kind of, you know what I mean. This fight kind of, I like this fight a lot for my stylistically. I think it plays into my skills, but you know, I'm not looking past him at all. I'm definitely going to take him very seriously and try to avoid his power, use long strikes, let my kicks go, and if we end up on the mat, then I'll do what I do best.
Yeah, for sure. And he kind of got, like you said, he kind of got out grappled this last fight, but it was a tough matchup for him because like the guy that he fought is like a really weird guy, because I've been following him for a while. It was always kind of a prospect, but every time he had the fight like to move to the next level, he lost every time basically. So the guy was kind of the prospect that never was, but like he really was able to.
Yeah, I was looking into him too. You know, he's a black belt. I think he was like 12-4 or something. The guy who just beat Simon recently, like a few months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. But I saw some matches with him doing super fights with like Craig Jones and stuff. So like the guy looks pretty legit, man. You know, so at first when I watched the fight, I didn't know the level of like their jiu-jitsu. So I was like, oh, is Simon good? Is he not good? I don't really see him working for the underhook for his half guard bottom or even. But then when I did research into who he's fighting, it made a lot more sense that he would look a little more out of depth on the ground, you know. But like I said, I'm taking him serious. You know, I think he's just gonna have some heavy hands, a lot more power than me, a bit more experience. You know, but I'm gonna let my kicks go, and I'm gonna get a hold of him.
For sure, and like we know, grappling's not a problem for you too. It's pretty much the thing that you do best, I feel. So that could be a good way. So let's talk about the gym, man, a little bit. Governments have been fucking up our plans and shit, but you guys are set to reopen soon, I feel, on the 31st. Is that right?
It's soon. It's almost there, you know. So better close again for another month. But you know, we're back in a week. I got lots of guys with fights coming up. I got myself and 4 other guys with pro fights on BTC. I got one guy and a couple of amateurs on the prelim, 1 pro and a couple of amateurs on the prelims at BFL. You know, our team's small out of this small London gym, but we're very active and we got a lot of guys upcoming.
Yeah, for sure. Can you preview that for us? Like, I know not everything's out. Like, I don't want you to like reveal.
I don't know who I'm allowed to announce and not, but I'm gonna announce them anyway. but I'm not gonna say matchups because maybe that's what will get me in shit, you know. So I'll say we got Ryan Hollenbeck making his pro debut, one of my purple belts. We got Forrest Ayers making his 2nd pro fight, trying to get his first pro win. He's one of my purple belts too. Like really wrestling heavy guy, good cardio. We've been rounding off his skill sets a bit. And then we got, everyone knows already, Nate Ledger and Seth Connor doing flyweight and bantamweight fights. They're both, and I feel very, very good about both of their matchups. I think both of them could get first round submissions for sure. Yeah, so those are the four. And for BFL, we got Rafael Pelameke fighting, and one of my amateurs, Bryce, looking to step up his competition. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. The BFL in April is where we got Raf on, not the next one in February. And who knows, if March goes good, a couple of us could hop on that one too if we only have 2 weeks suspension. So
yeah, for sure. Because, man, I've been looking forward to you guys for a while. Because, like, I've done some grappling and stuff on the MFL cards.
Yeah, right.
I know you guys are, like, you're always there and, like, in massive numbers. Like, 24 fucking guys fighting on the event. And
yeah, we're our team, man, we're a small team, man, but I don't know how, we got to be one of the most active teams in the country right now. Like, we send like 6-7 amateurs on a card, and like every pro card we got at least two guys that captains, you know, whether it's out west or out east, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? We try to throw guys on every card that happens. We got a lot of hungry guys that we're trying to develop up and get to that next level.
For sure, because now it's cool because you see those guys like Forrest, especially like that, they start to turn pro. And like Forrest, man, had a tough first fight, but the guy he fought was so fucking good that you got to be like pretty confident for Forrest's next fight. Same thing for man, Nate Ledger. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think they won that last fight, but whatever, it shit happens, you know?
If there were 5 more seconds, I think it was even getting stopped.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get Nate his win that he deserves this time. So you know what I mean. So maybe he'll see. Benny, the guy he fought. He's good, man. He's talented. He used his leg kicks and did what he had to do to get the win. But maybe they see each other again someday. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. And
we got some other guys that are training for pro debuts right now too, but I can't really announce them yet because some of them don't want to announce it. But we got some big stuff in the works for 2022.
For sure, man. We'll be looking forward to that because, like I said, you guys are super active and you always bring the energy to the vibe. And even like fucking Seth Connor, when it's not working out for him, I love this guy's style so much, man. I'm a jiu-jitsu nerd, so people that are like doing that weird branch of jiu-jitsu, I like it especially. And man,
he's a jiu-jitsu purist, man. Like he's been running off his skill set over the last year or so, and like a bit longer. But Seth's very, very. He got like 30 amateur fights. He doesn't duck no one. He'll fight anyone, everyone. Doesn't ask any questions, and it's no secret what he tries to do. He tries to get to hold you and twist you up. You know what I mean? But I think this fight we're feeling really good. We've been working his striking a lot. He's been going to Moz in Cambridge. Great Muay Thai gym with Chris Q, Crew Chris. He's been sharpening off, rounding off his skill sets a lot, man. I'm almost positive we're gonna see a first round submission this time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you can see this guy popping up like in every short notice fight, multiple weight classes. The guy just does not give a single
fight. Yeah, man. He doesn't give a shit about nothing. He's a competitor. You know what I mean? Nicest guy ever, but he's a competitor.
For sure, man. And we've got you at the forefront of it all, back in action too. And that's gonna be exciting, my man. I can't wait for the future for you guys to all be back in action and fighting. I feel like this next BTC card could be a really big one for you too, like hometown.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I fought in London 2 times already before. Every time there's a London card, they usually get me on it. I sell a lot of tickets here. But this is going to be a good card for me. This is a big opportunity for me to go 5-1, fight like a journeyman style guy he's got 2 UFC vets and a Bellator fight on his resume, even if it's a little bit back, you know what I mean? But it's a good step for me in the right direction, So I'm excited to kind of make a point here. Had a kind of COVID, trained a lot less, kind of went through a lot of personal issues, my father passing away, all types of stuff, you know what I mean? So this is kind of a nice fight that's like sparking some focus and passion back into it, you know what I mean? So I'm really focused. I'm training hard, and I think, I'll be surprised if this makes it like halfway through the second round. Even I really think I'm just going to feel him out and put him away, or I'm going to go out on my shield. Either way, I'm training my hardest. I'm going to show up and accept my fate, and we'll see what happens.
For sure, my man. We're going to be looking forward to that one. So, man, Thanks a lot for taking the time. I'm gonna let you go, and anytime if you got something for the guys that you want to announce, you want to talk about, just hit me up, man. You always got a spot on the podcast. It's been a
Yes, dope, man. Yeah, for some of the guys, maybe get some of them on here too.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, anytime if you want to like anybody from the gym to have an interview, just hit me up. Like you said, I'm always free or really flexible with my schedule anyway. So anytime, my man, you've got a
All right,
place
yeah,
for
can I
you.
thank some of my sponsors too?
Oh, for sure, my man.
Yeah, I want to thank
That's
Innovative.
what I was gonna tell you. I'm gonna leave you with the final words. There you go.
All right, yeah, man. So March 5th, come check out me and four of my other teammates fighting in BTC in London. Thank my sponsors: Innovative Electric, Fresh Line, FlowX, Live Fit, Next Pharma, Royal Canadian Garden Supply, and yeah, I think that's it. There's a few more, but that's the gist of it. Have a good day. Thanks a lot, bro.
For sure. Thank you, my man. Speak to you next time.
Cheers. Have a good one, bro. Thanks again.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here with a guest that I've been looking forward to speaking to because I've been hearing about them because I've got some eyes at Niagara Top Team. I've got my ears are in that gym. I've got some connections, and they've been telling me Jarred Dumond, he's a good fighter. You're gonna want to look out for that guy. And we got him on the podcast today because man, that guy wants to fight. What's up, Jarred?
Not much, man. Just over here looking for a fight.
Yeah, so you want to make your pro debut, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, man. Like all of last year, we're just trying to get this last amateur fight in, and Paolo and I were scheduled to go because you're friends with Paolo.
Yep.
So, is that
And Kevin too. I like Kevin a lot.
yeah, Kevin. He's now with us too. But yeah, we were scheduled to go to Chattanooga, Tennessee in March of last year. And then we just kind of had some like crazy stuff dropped on us and with like the travel restrictions. So we didn't know. We were just like, okay, like it's kind of crazy. Like we can't even get out of the country right now. Like I'm not paying all this money to leave and then stay in a hotel quarantine. It was just weird. So we just kind of, and Powell got hurt and it kind of didn't make sense for me to go down there. So we just kind of pulled my name and just like, yeah, like our country's kind of like a little crazy. We can't even leave right now. So we're just dealing with that. And then we're just like trying to reschedule. And like, we just, this stuff came up, but it just never materialized. And there was like a few shows that I think where I finally was like getting pissed was like Kevin, he got on with King of the Cage. And I'm like, man, like I've fought for King of the Cage like pretty much my whole amateur career. I've been good with them. I've been nothing but like I've never had an issue with them. And then kind of like we get closer to the event and they can't even find me an opponent. Like it was like they were uninterested in me. So to me, it was kind of weird. It was like, okay, you're taking, like, no offense to Kevin, like Kevin's my boy and Alex Moore, he's also my boy too. Like we're all training partners, but like you're taking two guys that haven't even fought for you yet. And I was like, what the? So now I'm kind of like cast off, and then there's like rumblings of like, okay, well, BTC is coming to St. Catharines, and okay, well, maybe it's time I just make my pro debut. Like, let's get on this. And it was kind of like we didn't really hear no word, and like it was kind of just like it was a pretty hectic time because we had a lot of guys fighting on the card already, and like so like I didn't really say too much, but to have two shows in your backyard with tarps off, and like no offense to like BTC or anything, maybe they didn't know that I wanted to go to pro or and like tarps off, like didn't have their show. It got canceled the day of weigh-ins, but like it was like a lot to deal with near the end of the year, like not fighting in over a year now. Like the last time I fought November of 2020, like right around election time. So I went all the way to Bama. So it's just frustrating. Like I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man, you were fighting on the same night as Terry Lamera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, I remember that fight.
Yeah.
I thought you won.
You thought?
Yeah, I thought you won that fight. But that being said, so yeah, I guess like looking for amateur fights, you kind of have to go to the US with the situation. Like,
Yeah, and like BTC put out like this new thing, like the Challenger Series and all that.
yeah.
They announced it on Friday or whatever, like, which is great. Like, I'm glad they're doing things for the sport here in Ontario. It's gonna make it a lot easier for guys to fight and stuff like that. So like they're great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I have no beef with them. Like, that whole Instagram post was not like to be like, but it was like, hey, I've hit my fucking level. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, give me a fucking fight. Like, I'm sick. Like, you know, like if you see the post, you kind of, you'll understand. But some people might take it like, oh, he's dissing them. So, but yeah, I've fought amateur all over. Like, all my amateur fights have been over in the States. I'm just dealing with that. So it's kind of a toss up on what's going to happen now. So
what weight you're a 55er pro level?
what, 155er? I've always fought at 155.
Cool. So man, I think I could maybe I could try to sneak a word in to you for the because like here in Quebec we're fucked, man. We're turbo fucked. Government don't even want us to train. Like, gyms are not open, not reopening. I don't know what's wrong with them, but like it's gonna reopen someday. And I know for a fact that once like everything is reopened, Samurai MMA, they will want to put an event on. Like they're ready, they're getting set. And like I've got the feeling that like what you're kind of saying is that I heard to the news of the BTC Challenger Series and stuff, but like they're targeted for July. So my feeling is that you want to fight before July, maybe, huh?
The reasoning behind the post is I just don't want to sit on the sideline anymore. Like, I've been a part of like all these camps. All of last year, you can ask everybody at the gym. Like, I'm there for everybody. Like, everybody that was getting fights, I still showed up. I like put my time in for those guys. Like, I didn't take time away. I just trusted the process. And like, I have the greatest coaches I like in the world with Chris Prickett, Matt DiMarcantoni, and I just fully trust them with everything. So like it wasn't directed. It's just like, okay, I've hit my level. Like, let's go. Let's get the ball running. I'm not waiting till July. Like, you think I'm crazy? I'm gonna sit and wait till July to do this Challenger Series, and that's not on them. It's like that's their targeted date. So it is what it is. But I'm ready to go. Like, March, I'm ready to go. I'm not waiting. You know, April's a bit of a push. Like, I'm not getting any younger is essentially what the reasoning behind the post and why I kind of was like, okay, I got to get the ball rolling here. Like,
I'm trying to look out, man, because that's cool that you're here, because we can just put every promotion on notice, because basically every promotion in Canada has an event booked or is about to book an event like for the near future, and they're all basically doing it in like end of February, beginning of March. So like,
yeah,
everybody out there, may you guys know that there's a guy who will be ready to fight. Let's say there's a short notice, like somebody falls through on the unified card in Calgary, call you guys up. You're down for that challenge?
Anything, man. Like,
And BFL, same thing for February 17. You're ready for that date?
February 17th?
Yeah, is it that? I'll confirm with you. BFL, because
Well,
I know they all got some events. So
like, it all depends. Like, February 17th is fast approaching.
Yeah, so yeah, it's February 17th. We've got March 4th for Unified. I
Yeah.
think BTC, is it the same day?
I think that they're the 5th. I only knew of them being the 5th because like guys started getting contracts at the gym.
Yeah,
So,
March 5th. Exactly, you're right.
okay, well, you're March 5th. Like, I'll be ready to go March 5th.
Okay, so man, any lightweight in Canada that wants a fight, man, we've got your guy right here, Jarred Dumond. Niagara Top Team. That's an easy gym to fight against too, huh? They didn't win Team of the Year or nothing last year, so here you go, guys. Fucking fight Jarred, man. And like I said, I'm a sneaking a word for you, for the samurai guard, the samurai guy, and I'll know I was gonna work out in Quebec. The thing is, like, I'm not confident we're gonna be able to have an event like before, like May. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be possible. But man, I'll still sneak in a word for you, my man.
Thanks. I appreciate it, brother.
So while I got you here, let's talk about your amateur career a little bit. So for guys who don't know you, didn't have the chance, because like you said, you fought a lot for King of the Cage, it's stateside and stuff. So
Yeah.
like, how was it? What's your record? How many fights? Like, what can you tell us about your amateur days?
So I took my first amateur fight in 2017. I probably should have never took it. I don't think I was really ready. But I have 6 fights. My record's 3-3. I started off my career with a loss down in Ohio. So it wasn't a great start, but then I came back. I got fought for King of the Cage a year later, and then ended up winning first round. I think it was either TKO or it was verbal stoppage or something. I don't know how they scored it. And then I came back the following February. So that was November 2018, and then I fought again in February of 2019. Fought tough opponent, 3-0 guy. I was 1-1. Yeah, what was that? 1-1, and I just got caught in the second round in a arm triangle and tapped. So, and then came back, rattled off 2 wins. Late of 2019. So September 2019, I came back, got a second round stoppage. At King of the Cage, I rear naked choked the guy. And then February 2020, I fought for FCP in Rochester, New York, and ended up winning their amateur lightweight championship. I beat the guy named Mark Murray. I guess he was their previous champ a couple times. So I finished him in 25 seconds. So after that fight, it was kind of like, okay, man, like let's get this ball rolling and let's try to go pro by the end of the year. And then King of the Cage was back in March at Seneca Casino, right across the border from where we are. So I was like, okay, let's try to get on that. We tried to get on it, and then unfortunately everything shut down. And then the whole world kind of got fucked up. So then after that, we kind of just put everything on hold, and we kind of just worked towards just getting better in the gym every day. And credit to Prickett, Chris Prickett, putting us through these crazy training sessions and like just keeping us all focused collectively as a group. And then just getting Anthony Romero ready for Contender Series. And so Powell came down, and that's how I met Zach Powell. And just kind of hit it off. 55er, my same weight class. Came good training partners together. Good buddies now. And so then he fought Yemi. So he kind of had an in with B2. So B2 was like, any guys you want to get down here, and Zach set it all up. He he got in touch with the matchmaker, Andy Law, and then we just went from there. And they gave me Nick Guadita, and I fought so I was fighting for my second amateur title, and you think I won it, but lost a unanimous decision, and kind of just been on the sidelines since. Like I had 2 fights fall through 2021. The one in March of 2021, and then the one of it was August. I was supposed to go back to Alabama, and I just injured my neck and kind of just miscommunication with the promotion. We didn't know if I was fighting or not, and kind of the word was, and then randomly we got a message like, oh, okay, your medical's got to be in and stuff. And I hadn't been training, so it was kind of like, well, unfortunately I'm hurt, like I ain't gonna come down. So hopefully, like B2, they're still cool with it. They want me to come back down. It's just shitty situation when you have to pull out on them twice, one due to travel restrictions and then getting injured.
Yeah, for sure. But man, like I said, like I know Zach and Kevin pretty well, and they've been talking to me about you, and like they're really saying that like you're a good fighter, good training partner and stuff. So like I feel that you're probably ready. Like if these guys tell me that hey, like you're good and your level is good, I feel like you're probably ready. So to be here and looking for a pro fight, I think right now is the right thing, the right step forward for you. Especially that you have fought for these amateur belts and not you may not have won your last one, but like I said, I felt like you kind of did. So you got a good records or good showing at the amateur level. You're from a good gym. And man, I think it's time. So the word is in to every promotion. If you want a 55er, he's ready to fight like in March. And let's fucking do it, guys. Hit him up. It is coach up. It Prickett up. It Matt DiMarcantonio up. It any of these guys up and let them know that you want some Jarred Dumond on your card. And I'm pretty sure you guys are not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just ready to go.
Let's go, my man. I'm glad that you took the time to come. I thank you a lot for being here. I'm really happy. And anytime you want to say anything or you want to announce a fight or recap a fight that you just finally had or anything, just hit me up. We've got a spot for you on the podcast anytime, my man.
For sure. Thanks for having me, and hopefully we get something announced here in the next couple weeks, and hopefully I'm fighting in March and come back on. We'll talk about
for sure, man.
Fight, and then just go from there.
Yeah, you need to be fighting on that BTC card in London, man. It's too close to you guys. You need that one. Come on, BTC, put Jarred on the card. I'm sure you got a spot left, like one spot left. You can fight. There were so many pro debuts. You've got some 55ers. They can do it.
We'll see.
Let's do it. Thank you, Jarred.
Thank you. Thanks.
See you next time, man. Bye.
Bye. See you later.